And hello folks, you are watching the Pella Report, and this is your host Michael Pellegatti. And so here we are at the steps of the United States Courthouse here in New York City for the hearing on the NDAA today. Those of you who are unaware, this has everything to do with the lawsuit against the indefinite detention clause in the NDAA, and one of the verdicts will be coming out today. As you can see, as you might have not have heard or might have heard, depending on your interest in this specific case, they're upholding Obama's claim that he has a right to do this, whereas the other half of the court says you have no right to do this. So more ironing out of those details are underway right now. Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Hanging in there. And here is Lady Liberty behind bars.
It's him. Jefferson and Washington. Yeah, we're on your side. And we believe in union. And we don't Bloomberg hate you.
As you can see, there's some back and forth going on already.
We're union. We're going for issues. I get out there and fight for the You know Bloomberg radio? You know Bloomberg radio? He doesn't use me. Bloomberg don't like me. Bloomberg's about Bloomberg. Well, I can say it. You see how you're working. You're working. You can say nothing. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So there are individuals right now going inside the courthouse and packing the courtroom. And
they don't know it's like we're on the terrorist list right now. Anyone
you go to the front, I guess.
We're a threat to national security.
Yeah.
We're a threat to national security.
Remember, John Ashcroft said it right after 9/11. Those that speak out against terror are aiding and abetting the enemy. And right then, with Senate and Congress not saying a word since then, it has led a slippery slope to that. That's the story.
Those who speak out against terror.
You heard what I said.
Yeah. How about those who cooperate with terror, like the government?
like the government.
Oh yeah, those are the real terrorists.
Good. You want some coffee? Okay, I just want to make sure you're okay.
Folks, sometimes I go beyond the call of objective journalism. Sometimes I act like a pundit, and right now I'm acting like a pundit.
I don't get text messages from...
No, you don't?
Hi, Becky.
They're not coming through. Other people have told me
Because I'd like to meet up.
Well,
I just got transferred to another shelter. Like, I'm all over the place.
Okay. Well,
how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Just feel like a theater walking.
So as you can see, the signs are out, no indefinite detention. Anyone, stop NDAA, preserve liberty, save our democracy, stop NDAA, repeal it. Well, the issue speaks for itself. You know, the president is not supposed to reserve the powers of a dictator. Doesn't matter which party he or she is from. That's the fact of the matter. And what's going on is that Congress is not doing its job and utilizing congressional oversight on these breaches of of power,
I'm so mad. There were like six
and
people who said they were coming on Facebook.
this should be creating a public outrage, but
Facebook sucks. Facebook lies. You're all liars on Facebook. And then you show up. I like this. Thanks for not coming.
this should be creating a public outrage because of the fact that anybody could be viewed as a potential threat to national security. Why there aren't thousands of people here is beyond me. And is probably beyond anyone who else is concerned with this particular issue. So as you can see, RT has their cameras all out today.
Anybody need a sign? Anybody need a sign? Down here. She needs one.
I had a friend from my affinity group. For those of you who might know Lauren DeJoya, she's on the Occupy bus tour right now. She was arrested in Grand Central Station last year for speaking out against the National Defense Authorization Act. That was a very bold action that she did, and it's sad to see exactly what this country has come to, where a person can't speak out against what could be potentially a corrupted government policy. Naomi Wolf just passed us.
I don't know. That's a weird thought. I'll go explore that with you if you want.
Get terrorized. He can stay asleep.
I think you're right. Even then,
Fox the NDAA.
Yeah, exactly.
4-7,
I know, there should be millions, I agree with you, but just be grateful for what we got. How you doing?
There should be millions here.
Of course there should. The fact that Barack Obama right now, if he declares you a terrorist, can jail you.
Probably already has.
But you're not in jail right now.
No.
But what I mean is he can jail you right now. without a lawyer. That is an outrage. And I don't like people saying it's against the Constitution, because the Constitution was used to defend slavery.
Well, this is kind of the general gist that I'm getting, that the implementations that one administration puts in doesn't come into effect until the next administration comes in. So
I don't know if this is true or not, but I just recently read the Constitution only
Great, okay. No.
that's probably wrong, right?
Yeah, it's wrong.
Okay. You know what's real anymore.
I know what's real. The Constitution is not real.
It's written like not the way we think it is. I know it's written
but
in legalese, right?
But besides that, it's written.
So as you can see, if you were watching from another sovereignty, whether it's overseas or north or south of here, you have to see firsthand that there could be a civics problem here in the United States of America, where only a handful of demonstrators are standing outside to protest indefinite detention, and only a handful. When you have thousands of people marching in the streets over in Europe and in Greece and in Spain over pension cuts, how come we cannot have thousands of people here in the United States marching in the streets and rising up in protest of indefinite detention? Obviously, there's some sort of problem that's going on. Hanging in there, man. You know, there's that old cliche, oh, we're living in a post 9/11 world. You know what?
Press, you gotta go behind the palace.
Oh, I'm treated specially now. Thank you.
You're official, man.
I guess I'm official now. You know, they're saying, oh, we got to live in a post 9/11 world. Well, you know what? I hate this post 9/11 world. I'm sorry, I'm inserting my own personal opinion, but I hate this post 9/11 world. Take your post 9/11 crap back to Nazi Germany where it belongs. Sorry, I had a little rant there. You know, we live in this world that's built on fear, and nobody can trust anybody anymore. So now this government's resorting to indefinite detention because they don't like what somebody has to say? What the hell is some sort of government that promotes free speech to do that? That's right. It's Bogarts. Whatever happened to civics class in school? They don't teach civics anymore. Civics aren't important. They're not important. Yeah, I'll tell you what's important. Math's important, science is important, and nothing else. I'm not saying that math and science are things one shouldn't learn. I think everyone should learn math and science, but there are things beyond that, like learning civics and history. Because if you don't know civics and you don't know history, you don't know your own. You don't know your own heritage, and you don't know where you came from. And how are you supposed to perpetuate ideals, founding ideals based on Western philosophy of liberal free thoughts and tolerance when you don't even know where your own ideals came from? And this is the crisis that we find ourselves facing today. And so I'm standing next to some RT cameras. That's pretty impressive in its own right. Give a shout out to RT. And as you can see, these people are filing by, not knowing what is going on. They're minding their own business because they don't really care about the direction their country's going in. They think voting on election day is all you got to do. Well, it takes a little bit more than that. How's it going?
People inside already?
There are people who are filing in, yeah. Good morning, Ping. How's it going? Well, I'm hanging in there.
Go in there early or?
There, yeah, people are filing in, yeah. Some of them don't look like demonstrators, some of them do, so you really can't tell. At first, you can't tell at first sight where they, you know. Hey, look at that building, the facade of that administration building over there. The true administration of justice is the firmest pillar of good government. Yeah, the true administration of justice. Well, what's the true administration of justice? Throwing somebody in jail who smoked pot for 30 years and slapping somebody on the wrist who stole $40 billion? Is that the true administration of justice? It is here in the United States, I suppose. And so we'll be here for a few hours. I'll be on maybe not a few hours, maybe I'll be on an hour to 2 hours tops, and I'll probably go on back later once everybody gets out of court and the final decision has been made. But it's, you know, it's a sad day in this country when a government that was built on freedom of thought and freedom of expression and freedom of speech entertains the notion of dissolving habeas corpus because they don't like what the people are saying. One can understand that maybe under, you know, during the Civil War, why Lincoln did what he did, but that's a different, you know, it's a different context. It's the context of the situation. Whereas right now there is no civil war going on here. Well, maybe not in a sense where states are seceding from one another, but there is a class war going on, and obviously the wealthy and the people who own the wealth and power in this country have very, very, very brittle feelings and can't bear to tolerate what somebody who may not make nearly as much as they do in a year has to say. Oh, they're protesting against us. We need to lock them up. No, I'm actually live right now. Yeah.
Everybody here for?
To demonstrate against the National Defense Authorization Act, which basically gives a clause to the president to indefinitely detain anyone at any time without due process.
So there's a hearing on that law now?
Right now, in there.
Hi, Janet.
So if I can read some signs off to you, some signs off to you from this distance, because this isn't an HD phone camera. As you can see, this guy with the hoodie on and the black skull cap says, his sign says, "Preserve liberty, save our democracy, stop NDAA, repeal it." As you can see, the folks next to him have the hashtag Stop NDAA. Another sign, "Justice for all, stop indefinite detention, stop NDAA. No indefinite detention for anyone, stop NDAA." As you can see, the message is not just loud, but it's clear. But once again, if I must stress, the real tragedy here is not that the people out here are demonstrating. It's a beautiful thing that there are people who are standing up to this unfathomable intrusion of government power. But the fact of the matter is, nobody else is here. Nobody else, aside from the people in the courtroom and the people out here. Where are the citizens of the United States of America who are supposed to participate in this democracy? I'll tell you where they are. They're working at their jobs, scared. There's nothing wrong with working. You know, we got to take care of our families. We got to pay off our college debt. We got to pay our bills. We got to pay our mortgage. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong when you go to work out of fear and not out of necessity. And the reason why people are going to work out of fear is because all the good jobs are being outsourced overseas and nobody wants to lose their job. That is not working out of necessity. That is working out of fear. And that's the problem. There are too many people in this country who live in fear. There should be millions of people in the streets right now demonstrating against this. Millions. And to see that there's only a handful of people that are demonstrating against this is a surefire sign that this democracy is not thriving, but in fact this democracy is dying.
So, what is it? Fight around the street. Basically violates our Constitution. I ended it by saying, what?
So if anybody has any thoughts to share, feel free to share them. I shared most of my thoughts.
I would never go to
How's it going? So now I can, I guess, walk up a little closer now. As you can see.
Moving people off again.
Now, here's a question. Maybe you can answer this. Why would the 2008 progressive Senator Obama campaign on closing down Guantanamo Bay only to extend Guantanamo Bay's
You didn't actually think you
reach?
could close that down, did you? A politician at large?
How about power corrupts?
That's something different.
No, I didn't actually think he was going to close it down.
He's a politician.
Yeah, it would have been nice if he did. That would have been great.
It's not financially feasible, I guess.
Yeah.
Americans is going to put down there.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming in.
You know what I found out about democracy and that stuff not long ago?
Listen, Tar-Free, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to say it, and I'm going to be quite brutal about it. Any legislator who is pro-NDAA, I'm not going to say, let's put it this way, somebody should build a time machine and take them back to France during the Revolution. In fact, take them back to France during the Great Terror. Because that's what they are. They're all treasonous to Western civilization. They want to remake Western civilization in their own image. Sorry. How you doing, Kitty?
Good. Dude, by any chance, do you know anyone that fixes phones for cheap? Or at a reasonable...
Maybe not. Maybe all the way up by Albany.
That's a bit too far.
Yeah, it's a bit far. And here's Kitty.
Yeah, my phone broke. It won't charge anymore. So I got to take it to a place to charge it. But I came out to this anyway because it don't matter.
It's a cool issue, right?
Yeah, no, fuck yeah. Like, NDAA is something that needs to be repealed. Like, it's really funny. Obama stated when he signed it that his hands were tied behind his back, and that's why he signed it. But every time that anyone tries to repeal it, he right away jumps up to the decision like, nope, we need to keep this. So, it's really hypocritical of the man, and we're getting him 4 more years to try to do something, so let's press him on all the right issues and try to make him do something for the people that elected him or something like that.
Good input. As you can see, some folks from Occupy Wall Street have come out to show their support or their anti-solidarity against the NDAA. Okay, Kitty, Ping says meow. I gotta keep moving along. How you doing? Hello, Apollo. What? I don't know if Matt is inside. I haven't seen Matt. He might be inside. I mean, I don't know if he's streaming. Hi, Jack. It's good to see you're on. That you're on.
Or are they letting any press or media?
I don't know if they're letting. No, as far as I know, they're not letting any press or media in. The fact of the matter is, you know how they are in the courthouse.
Yes. Here's a little thing following up on what you were talking about earlier about people being out here. A number of people only found out on the Occupy's website, whether it was NYCGA or InterOccupy, about this yesterday or the day before, about this, not about the panel discussion either. This was one of the things, NDAA, that we were adamant about focusing on as an oppression of our rights, because every activist, whether you're sitting at home right now, you're going to be one of the people they're going to target. with this going into effect and actually continuing on. All those media sites for Occupy, you guys should have been focused on that. It should have been blasted across every page, sent out through every listserv for people to come out. Even if they couldn't, for them to at least all be tuning in, all to be sending letters, making phone calls about this. Shame on you guys. Get your act together. NDAA. Shit's fucked up. You need to blast this out. Constantly.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, the same effort that we put behind promoting the fact that GMOs screw up our food, we should definitely be putting the same effort behind promoting how harmful and detrimental that the NDAA is to a so-called Western government that was built on tolerance and free speech and free expression. The NDAA is the antithesis to all of that. Hello.
Yeah, right. Ready for another court. That means
we have a representative from We Are Change, Connecticut here. You have any thoughts to share?
I think it just shows the idea of, people need to know more about the NDAA and the aspects of it, because obviously the corporate media is not doing their job in covering it at all. And it's such an important issue for Americans because it shows that the president can now arrest people without trial or extrajudicial assassinations that keep going on, especially with the drone strikes. That's a whole other topic, but just the NDAA in general, it's very important for people to look up and understand, definitely.
Thank you. Hold on, Jack, hold on. Let me try to find Kitty again. Kitty, as you know, Kitty likes to do his kitty thing and kind of like move around at lightning speed, and you never know where he actually goes. Well, that's the reality, Jack. This country was built on genocide. You're right, but we're gonna play nicey nice and say, what this country was built upon ideologically. So while its history is built on genocide, you are indeed correct. The ideology behind the genocide is what should count, or at least should be taken into account. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, free thought, all of that. And as you can see, the administration and the officials throughout the history, throughout the years, always hid behind these ideals while committing these atrocities, these blatant atrocities against humanity. But, it's the ideals that are important. And as long as we keep fighting for those ideals, maybe one day down the road, I don't know if we'll live to see it. I don't know if our parents will live to see it. Maybe our children won't live to see it, but maybe their children will live to see it. Maybe one day down the road, people in government can actually do a good job. But until then, we got to keep fighting. We got to keep struggling.
That's why, right now,
I would say I got here like 9:40.
We should have bought shares in barricade companies. What would be great if a new barricade company came around and it called itself Liberty Barricade Company.
I
Whew.
Have you seen Virginia?
I have not seen Virginia.
She just texted me that she was present, and now I don't know where she is.
Hey, can I get you a coffee?
What?
You want coffee or
Right now, no. But thank you. We should buy shares in drone developers. You know, that's the next big rage. How's it going?
Currently, wait for the entrance to everyone. To everyone that's already inside. Is that why those security guards are sitting there?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Is it also true that the case should take like an hour or so, or is it like an all-day affair? Or you don't know?
From my own experience, you know, judging from the past, you know, these things take up to several hours, not just an hour.
All right, very understandable. Hello, press. I'm here supporting NDAA and everything that's not American about it. If you're not here, you should do everything to get here.
Thank you. I will say though, Jack, I envy you. You are in a much warmer environment than I am. It's cold up here. It's in the mid-30s, but spirits are relatively high.
And they wouldn't pass it. But Obama made sure this was back on the...
Where did Kitty go?
I don't know. We like all said that. Like the eternal question.
Kitty always does that. 1 minute he's here, the next minute, whoop. You don't.
Take some nice pictures on Instagram. You know that?
Me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I gotta start following you. Yeah, like, I don't know, there was that one of Lowe's in Jersey City, and like every time I'm in Jersey City, I think of doing it, like, if I'm with Zach, it just can't, like, you're like, are you really doing that? I'm like, no, shut up, no, I'm not actually doing that.
Like, if I had an actual, like, real HD camera, I'd be a beast.
Yeah, no, like, he's not allowed to follow me on Instagram.
Oh.
No, I put, like, way too many, like, questionable photos. I think it's so funny though, like when he's like, let me just see what's on your Instagram. I'm like, no.
All right. I don't know if we can get a patent on that. Does he go?
Good job, David.
Whew.
Yeah, I know.
Chilly. Water and what else?
I don't remember the name of the book.
Well, it's good. It'll be good to see you guys up here again when you're around in New York City. As you can see, the sign is self-explanatory. Stop NDAA. More like we should eradicate NDAA. Stopping it won't be enough.
I would think more people here. Where's that Robin? Where's she down? I don't know my. But I mean, and that's what's what were
So we're just standing outside awaiting from word inside the court, if that's possible.
The British didn't really set up Christmas Day as most of the religious brothers
How you doing? Hanging in there. Little chilly. Did you meant saying you'll be in New York for May 1st? May Day? Whew. That's the best time to come back. It's too cold to come back now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't confirm whether or not Matt's inside. He might be. If Matt is inside, then I'll get some words from Stop Motion Solo later on if he is inside. I can't really confirm or deny that. He might have gone inside before I got here.
No, now I'm confused. Like, now I have no idea what happened. It doesn't make sense.
Let me ask, you know if Matt's inside?
I have no idea.
Uh-huh.
Are they not letting people in anymore?
I don't know.
Yeah, I have like no idea. It's on the track.
I wasn't planning on going in anyway, so.
But they know you check your phones and stuff anyway, so nobody can even report from in there if that isn't there.
I don't like administrative buildings.
Yeah, I know. I don't even like being on Center Street. This whole area is like bad memories.
Creepy. Oh, thank you, Occupy World News Network, for putting me up. I appreciate the plug-in.
I don't know that.
You know, it's kind of funny since, you know, you have all these conservatives who run in the House of Representatives. You know, these conservatives led by John Boehner who complain, you know, about every little thing that Obama does, but you've never heard a peep from John Boehner regarding this particular incident. And this is Obama's largest reach of power that, you know, he's ever implemented. So why the House of Representatives is not, you know, currently trying to file motions which would impeach Obama is beyond me, since, you know, they're all conservatives and they hate Democrats. But really, they don't really hate Democrats. They're all in bed together. They're all on the same team. They just argue for the sake of appearances. Because really, in any healthy government, something like this, something like the NDAA, something like drone bombing American citizens overseas, something like that would be akin to something that is impeachable. There's Becky. Doing the Liberty puppet. I'm just...
Hey guys.
Hey, Rod.
You want me to
Can I get your hand? Oh wait, I mean, I have to meet you.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm actually part
Well, we're fighting for. Oh, okay. This is a puppet of hope.
Hold on. Okay, you're getting love from Jack.
Hi, Jack. I miss you.
Glad to see these institutions haven't completely broken down the statute.
Yeah, and on all the issues, you know, on all the really serious issues, they're 100% united. You know, the Federal Reserve is one issue. They're united on that. They're united on the war issue. They're united behind Israel. They're all on certain issues. They're all united. And you know, they're all in unison on. But you know, but when it comes to like the petty issues, like you know, the debt ceiling and the fiscal cliff, and I hate to call abortion a petty issue because it's not a petty issue, but I do think it's an issue that detracts more from, you know, more overall serious issues like for example, assassinating American citizens without due process. That's a pretty serious issue, but there's no debate on that. You know, indefinite detention of American citizens. There really is no mainstream debate about that. So I'm not you know, I'm not saying that certain issues aren't important. I'm just saying some issues that are very important are rarely, seldomly taken into account.
They look at something like that.
Well, as we all used to joke on the bus, you know, they're taking us on a bus to summer camp. Well, that's what the NDAA is. It's summer camp where we will be finger painting and learning how to worship the state. If any of you have seen that Stacey Hessler video, I love my government. That's what they do to you at summer camp. They teach you how to love your government, and if you don't comply, they black bag you, and you're never heard from them again. They'll disappear you from the earth. Good morning, DK. By the way, DK, I'm enjoying all the lovely pictures that you're putting up on Facebook. It is of the utmost importance, Angie, you're right, but there are things that are also important on an overall scale. It's important to a woman. I'm talking about just overall. A woman here in the United States necessarily. You know, in other countries, abortion isn't an issue because abortion is legal. Well, at least in liberal, tolerant countries over in Europe. You know, in the Middle East, it's a completely different story. Their theocracies are backward, but that's a different story altogether. Here in this country, we live in a liberal and tolerant country, or at least that's what it says on paper. The issue of abortion shouldn't be an issue. It should be there. It should be done. But the fact of the matter is, the issues that should be talked about openly, like black bagging citizens without due process, like assassinating citizens without due process. Those are issues that need to be brought front and center, and they're not brought front and center because nobody wants to talk about it. By the way, now that I see I have most of your attention, you can follow me on Twitter at the Pella Report. THEPELLA Reports. Usually I make my updates on Twitter. I'm also on Facebook. I'm kind of very opinionated and use Facebook as my soapbox. So if you want to add me for my pundit-like nature, you can add me on Facebook. My name is Michael Philip Pelagatti, and should you feel like as if you wish to donate to my WePay account, you can. I'm not really demanding that you do so. You can do what you can do. But this is how I go around and bring presentations like this to you. So every little donation counts, whether it's $1, whether it's $1 million, doesn't matter.
I know, so do I.
Now there should be no black bagging, period. With due process, without due process, no black bagging at all. You know, we all praise the champions of Western philosophy. We praise the champions like Plato, like Aristotle, like Socrates, like Cicero. I could go on and on. All these champions of free thought, free expression. And then we can go to the Renaissance, where you had thinkers like John Locke and Immanuel Kant and Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Champions of freedom of thought and freedom of expression. And now, what do you have here? You have corrupt bureaucracy looking to implement devices which are the counter-thesis to everything that our beloved scholars of the past have preached and promoted. The NDAA is not just an attack on the United States of America's justice system. The NDAA is an attack on Western civilization.
I got insurance. I'm waiting for it to break. Mine's probably less quality than Obama.
I don't want to give wrong information.
You know,
I have no clue.
we all love to praise the greatest generation of the 1930s, the generation, the 30s and the 40s, the generation that went overseas to fight fascism. Well, Don't you think that so-called greatest generation would be very sad to see what this country has been resorted to, what has resorted to and has been reduced to?
I'm in fucking court right now. I'm in court right now. I don't have thank you, I'm sorry. I don't have $250 to fucking spend for assaulting a police officer. The NDAA is going to get everybody locked up.
No, they won't have a live camera inside the courthouse. Do you know why? Because the public administration doesn't believe in transparency. You see, they believe in transparency when it comes to stuff that affects private citizens, but when it comes to their own affairs, they don't believe in transparency. And that is an absolute disgrace of a country that promotes, or allegedly promotes, transparency and free press.
Anybody,
I mean, excuse me for my lack of objectivity, but when you are when you're a First Amendment activist and a Fourth Amendment activist,
Hey, what setup are you using?
by such like
What? How are you feeding that?
oh, I'm on Ustream live right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And so that is feeding. This is feeding into what?
My battery?
Oh, just a bigger battery for your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
As I was saying, I'm as a First Amendment and as a Fourth Amendment activist, there is no objectivity. There is no gray area. This is a black and white issue. Everybody in the press should be up in arms over this. Everybody. Yes, I'm sorry, but court TV doesn't cut the mustard. We need to go to live streaming in courts now. That's the only way to bring about true transparency. Oops.
Your sign's upside down.
Mine's upside down.
Well, maybe it's symbolic, you know, because this country's upside down.
Thinking too much. I'm sorry.
Let me take a picture. Different people who were creating the Look at the camera, guys. Jose, a picture for me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got you, brother. Thanks, bro.
No, just...
I got it.
You don't see CBS, Fox, or ABC. What is up with that? What is up with that? I don't know. Maybe because media is owned by money. Mass media is owned by money, and money likes the NDAA because the people with money think they run this country, and the people with money have real fragile attitudes and fragile feelings that they can't be protested against, because if they are protested against, they throw you in jail. You know, that old saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Well, I guess that doesn't apply to the 1%.
I haven't listened to them in like 3 months.
So you can see there's a crowd outside trying to get in. So I suppose they're letting in people one at a time. At least I saw a few. At least I saw a few that were allowed to go in. Love you, Jack. Thanks for signing on, and I'll see you in a few months. Hello, Jason. Okay, AJ. Alrighty then. So you can see some people are going in.
Hey, no intimidation. No intimidation.
It's up to you. I'm telling you. You don't want to do
If I can find him again. I just ran into him and now I lost him. I'll say that you said hello.
The chief that's working down.
This law gives the government
Police are harassing press for not being on the side, on a certain side of the sidewalk. So you're right, Kathy. Yeah, that's going on. Excuse me. You know, it's like that old saying, if a tree falls in the woods, does anybody know that it happens? Well, you don't know because the tree, nobody was there to witness it. But if there's a live streamer, then you know a tree fell in the woods. That old saying, if a tree falls in the woods, did it ever happen? Did it make a sound? Well, if there's a live streamer, then yeah, it did. Now that I see more people on, and I have your attention, you can follow me on Twitter at The Pella Report. ThePella Reports. You can add me on Facebook too. Primarily, I do all my pundit work on Facebook and use it as my soapbox. So if you're offended easily by radical opinions, then maybe you shouldn't add me. But if you like that sort of thing, then I invite you to add me by all means. My name is Michael Pelagatti. And if you feel like donating to my WePay account, not that you have to, but it helps. Whether you're donating $1, whether you're donating $1 million, doesn't matter. I can't do this type of stuff without your support. So if you would like to help out, please do. I apologize if I'm moving the camera too much. I'm kind of... I really need to invest in like a camera pole, which kind of like holds the camera steady. It's my phone, so you know. I'll hold it Occupy I style.
Not only this section of the NDAA, but the entirety of the bill. But this is the most flagrant, in-your-face violation of human rights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take care.
What I guess, are they getting ready to get out of court?
Yes, they are.
Oh, they're ready to get out?
I don't know if they're getting ready, but I mean, pretty soon they'll be getting out.
Because I see all these people over here now. Okay, they're not around. They weren't here. Now they're telling them we have cops here.
Yeah.
Food manufacturing and distribution business throughout the Long Island City corridor affecting 30.
It's a good crowd. I wouldn't say it's awesome. I think an awesome crowd is hundreds of thousands of people here, like, you know, November 17th. Actually, that was more like 50,000 people, but that was still pretty impressive. But, you know, there needs to be a lot more than a few hundred people outside and inside the court. There needs to be thousands and thousands and thousands, if not millions of people here. NDAA is not only an attack on the legal system of the United States of America, it's an attack on Western civilization.
How you fucking doing? Well,
yeah, there's tops outside. I would say there's like 60 people here. Inside, there should be. I mean, I saw a lot of people go inside. So overall, you got 100, 150. How you doing? Just hanging out here. You know how it is.
Waiting game.
Well, whatever. We should get it out, right? Alright, so yeah.
I'll tell you where everybody is. I'll tell you where everybody is. Everybody, the masses of of American citizens, my generation especially, people who were born in the 1980s and 1990s, I guess the proper term would be millennial. The millennial generation is nowhere to be seen. Well, some of them are here to be seen, as you can see outside, but as a whole, collectively, not too many of them come out because those in the millennial generation are too busy worried about paying off their ridiculously high college debt and working their office temp jobs and, you know, going to the bars on Saturdays and then their days off and too busy staying staying at home inside playing video games when they should be out here advocating for social justice, out here calling out this unfathomable breach of power that the government and the executive branch is implementing. But they're not out here. They're not out here. And that's the group of people who I'm most frustrated with.
You know, most of the people that's out here my age is because nobody knows. Nobody knows. They don't report this shit on the news.
You know what? We live in an age of information, and ignorance is a choice.
You're right.
There's some that have no choice.
I think people in our generation are afraid. Really, they're not. It's not that they don't care. They're afraid.
I talked to a lot of people.
Nobody wants change.
No, they say they want change, but they want somebody else to do it.
Yeah, they don't want to die. Nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to fight. Everybody's scared of getting locked up.
I am the only one. I guess. Actually, if you want to count revolutionary vegan chicken, he's here too. He's here too, but I guess I'm the only one. The only one. You know, I don't see Stop Motion Solo here, or Nate here. So. What?
Don't talk shit about Stop Motion.
No, I don't. I guess he's inside. I don't know where he is. He said he was coming. So yeah, I guess I'm the only Occupy affiliated streamer here that's here right now. Yeah.
I want some liberty. I don't want no death. Laying in jail with no conviction. With no atheist. Give me some atheists with my corpse.
And you got Jenna Pope here doing her photography.
Yeah, we're going. Right over there where those guys are starting to set up. We're going to shoot facing the courthouse so we can get the courthouse top of the image as well.
Oh, what's up, Casper? I didn't know that this was Casper. Carrie's here somewhere. I did see her a little bit earlier. I think she might have went inside. You see RT on the scene.
Budget for a very important cause that has tremendous implications for the civil liberties of American citizens. I can make it a little longer.
There we go.
So is there any honor in carrying the puppet?
What do you mean?
Do you feel?
What do you mean? This is the thing I do for honor?
Is it a great honor to move the puppet, the Liberty puppet arm?
It's not the first word I would use. No. But I suppose so.
Definitely honorable.
I mean, it's honorable, but I don't do it for the honor.
What is the NDAA? Sounds innocuous enough. I mean, it's a budget. It's a budget for a very small cause that has tremendous implications on civil liberties. Shake it off. Take out the douchebag.
I got up there, I got into the courtroom.
It is pretty sad. Well, technically, I'm with Ustream News. So Ustream News is a satellite affiliate of Huffington Post. So technically, this is a Huffington Post I guess, stream. Huffington Post could use it if it wants to. So I guess you could say Huffington Post is here too.
Sticky mitts, Rodney, and you. We don't have him anymore. He was worse.
By the way, now that I have 100 of you on, you can follow me on Twitter at the Pella Report, THEPELLA Report, for updates as to when I'm going on and, you know, what I'm doing. In case you are entertained, hopefully. Okay, Terry Browning, 54. I will state what's going on right now. Right now, inside the United States Courthouse is a hearing on the National Defense Authorization Act, the NDAA. There are provisions in the NDAA which grant powers to the executive branch to detain without due process, without cause, really. They can just snatch up and arrest you and throw you in Guantanamo Bay just because they might feel that, you know, you're a threat to society. So you have people here outside the United States Courthouse demonstrating against that. Right now, there are people inside the courthouse, packing the courthouse. Naomi Wolf is inside there right now, on the scene, doing her thing. And we're waiting on word about the hearing regards to the NDAA. And that's why everybody's out here, and that's what's going on.
Yeah, it's fun, but I just don't know how to get it yet.
If the NDAA were implemented justly, then somebody like John Corzine, who literally just pocketed $40 billion when he was running MF Global, would be going to Guantanamo Bay right now. But no, he's sitting somewhere in his ivory tower, smoking a cigar, not caring about a thing in the world because he knows he has this government bought off. I'll tell you how long this action's going to be, Casper. This action's going to be as long as this court hearing is going on. I said it once before today, and I'll say it again. The NDAA. The NDAA is not just an attack on the American legal system, it's an attack on Western civilization. Hello, Deborah.
How are you? I've seen you forever.
I'm doing my thing, hanging around.
Oh yeah.
What about what punk that you see? Do you said you see punk, Casper? I don't want to be. Oh, you're not from it. Okay. Oh, there's Carrie.
And they're not even mine. I said to my boyfriend last night, my only AirPods I had with me, I somehow lost one of them. So I didn't have...
Do you have any thoughts, Carrie?
What's going on, man?
How about you? You're here, young kill Illuminati.
Putting it down for the Illuminati movement, you already know.
You got any thoughts to share about the NDAA?
Not yet.
Right now, only in New York City, as this is where the Supreme Court that made the initial ruling on the NDAA on that specific portion of the NDAA originally happened. They have other demonstrations I am aware of, or they have had other demonstrations in Washington, D.C. But this specific one, is only here, it's only today, and it's in New York City. Okay, somebody's looking for Punk. Nope, I don't know who Punk is. I can't interview if I don't know who Punk is.
That looks like Pocahontas. John Smith and Pocahontas.
You've been very animated. You have any thoughts to share?
What? Liberty and freedom are in jail. We got to bust out of here.
And if Barack Obama deems him
Look at that. That is so cool. How beautiful. Look at that.
But Barack Obama, but that's the bill that Barack Obama wants to sign.
Say your town is budgeted $8,000 a year.
I agree. Well, like I said, revolutionary vegan chicken's here too, so, you know, his feed should count as well. But, yeah, I don't see Matt, I don't see Nate, I don't see Casper. Well, Casper's watching right now, so that's pretty cool. Jack and Lauren are down in Florida, so, you know, I think Matt might be inside. I can only speculate.
It was all like tone. He's like, show me the fuck.
That's now. One thinking was wrong.
Right to work for less. Right to work for less.
Yeah. Oh, Scooby.
Well, I don't think it. I think it's only.
All right, I'll talk to him for you, Casper. Are you Scooby? Casper's asking for you.
Say that. Where is he?
On my stream.
Ah, Casper. What's up, man? Get down here. Okay? We need some support, brother.
All right. Happy, Casper? Jack Boyle's on the scene.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Hey, how are you? He was real serious. And they were just, he was like, so you telling me?
Okay, at Kathy, we do have somebody from We Are Change, Connecticut here. His name is Jeff. Jeff is on the scene, and I did talk to him earlier today. He just gave me some of his thoughts. Pretty sure he's around, floating somewhere. Oh, he's back.
How about that Super Bowl prediction?
I was dead accurate.
Mine was 34-30 or 35-31.
Oh,
I sent you an email. Or no, I didn't send you an email. I commented on your thing. On your post that was like, I hate people making predictions that don't know anything about football.
Well,
I missed it by a point.
Well, you know, but I called it though that all the X factors came into play.
The Giants would have won again if I
I watched that shit. Right?
So when did you come out? When did you get out?
I was only in.
I mean, when did you get back to New York City?
Oh,
Yeah.
this morning.
Oh.
Trial. Got on a bus at 6:30.
Lovely. Angry Pacifist is not here either. He should be on the scene, but I guess Angry Pacifist is doing his angry pacifistic things. Okay, Casper's sick. All right, that's why Casper isn't on the scene today. So Casper's sick. Angry Pacifist is doing angry pacifist things. Jack and Lauren are in Florida. I don't know where Nate is. I think he's in New Jersey somewhere. Matt could or could not be inside the courthouse right now. I think he's in the courthouse. Because I know Matt would be all over this. He said he was coming to this thing. Oh, we have a mic check breaking out.
Said they were coming to this event and did not show up. I just want to say that again. I'm now going to read my rewriting of the Pledge of Allegiance for today. You don't have to mic check it with me, I'm just going to read it.
Okay.
We pledge allegiance to preserve and protect our freedom of speech and right to dissent. And we say to the Republic, for which it stands upon a crumbling foundation, this nation, under surveillance, does not mend the wounds of our violent past. The pursuit of justice and liberty is achieved through direct action, not bestowed to all by a corrupt and elitist judicial system and law enforcement funded under the corporatocracy. United we stand against the execution of the unconstitutional National Defense and Authorization Act. You cannot indefinitely detain an idea. Thank you.
I'll be right back. I'm archiving, folks.